Welcome back to another episode of The Gateway. We joined the party amidst some, how should I say, some crazy action, avoiding near death with Sella inside a tower, Parthenax using his magic to keep the tower from falling, animating it, and it kind of toddling off into the distance as Olin, the priest, rushed out of the tower with the acolyte that you were sent here to try and find and get some information from. He's investigating the kind of workings of the volcano and trying to figure out what is going on. He has the most knowledge of any of the acolytes around, and Olin and this short dwarf come like tumbling out of this tower, and standing up, Olin just kind of helping the small dwarf kind of dust off. He thanks Olin, almost in a daze a little bit, not really sure what's happening, kind of locks eyes on the horizon, watching the sun, just kind of gazing out for a second. Olin snaps in his face. We're here to find out about the volcano. Do you know what's been going on? He sort of snaps to a little bit and starts telling all of you about oh no, I'm reading the wrong part. Yeah, that's why that looked a little weird. Starts telling you about the warriors that had shown up a couple days before. At the time they arrived, I didn't have any theories about what was causing the eruptions, but I knew they were strongest near the volcano's center, at a temple called Jade Mount.
Can you repeat that?
The eruptions were strongest at a temple called Jade Mount.
Jade Mount. Okay.
Yeah. Or one of the villages, sorry, called Jade Mount. He kind of looks at all of you. How rude of me. I am Tonali. I am the acolyte that studies here. Thank you for saving me. Looking at Olin, kind of up at him, and then kind of down at him again, and then back at all of you guys. Who might I have the pleasure of being saved by?
So we'll reach out a hand to shake his.
He shakes it back heartily.
I'm Sella of the After Party. These are my associates, Mr. Hexgrim and Mr. Parthenax.
Axe isn't quite there yet.
Well, shoot.
I'm coming. It's hard being a gnome with the Hershey squirts. You know, it takes a while.
Christ. It's always
Cut
you.
to Hex like panting for his life as he runs up this volcano.
Pretty much.
With dysentery.
I packed double drawers. It's fine.
I mean, I would expect you to just carry extra pants all the time after the hot air balloon incident.
It's true. Yeah.
I just pictured like it's a close up on your face and sweating and whatnot, physical exertion, and then the next shot it's like you in the distance, and there's just this brown trail. Where you think,
Oh, God. At least stop. God, that's horrible.
No time.
yeah.
No time.
I saw a damn tower moving, man.
He was saying something about how that's walking on the ground. Ground? Something round? Joking about how it was kind of like the whale from A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, suddenly thrust into existence. Yeah. Well, I guess Niken is gone, but he's normally here. This is Parthenax. Are you okay, Mr. Dwarf?
I have seen harder times, but I am all right. It is a pleasure to meet all of you. He tells you guys that he sent the warriors to the gate of illumination which is a shrine to the gods in the village of Jade Mount, to see if they could learn anything more, but they haven't returned. Just before the observatory walked away, Tonali's research into the tower writings and sigils in the surrounding lands convinced him that the cause of the eruptions is a Texolotl, a spirit of volcanoes. Tales say many of the volcanoes in Talpec have Texolotls dwelling within them. So, I believe these volcano spirits are all gradually awakening at once, which in turn increases the activity of their volcanoes. Based on my observations, I believe there already is an awakened Texolotl near, which is why these disturbances have begun.
Oh no.
I do regret sending those warriors to the Gate of Illumination. I did not know the danger when I told them. Please, check on them. Make sure that they're still alive.
It'll be about that time you just hear this very loud mechanical clunking and thunking. Absolutely no stealth to it. As Hex strapped onto Ami is coming just full speed ahead for you guys. And he kind of like skirts out on Ami. Nami, I give him a couple pats. Guys, you're not gonna believe this shit. And you're definitely not gonna believe that tower that was walking by me just a second ago. I have to change my drawers again. What the hell is happening?
We have to go fight a volcano spirit.
I'm gonna need another
Fight
set
an
of
entire
drawers.
volcano.
What was that, Parthenax?
I said we have to go fight an entire volcano. And then I'll give Hex a bit of prestidigitation before the smell reaches me.
And it kind of like just straightens him up. He was not expecting it. But he quickly just regains himself a little bit. Thank you very much for that. We all appreciate it.
You just got a magical butt cleaner.
Yep, pretty much.
Not many
Goodness
can
gracious.
say, not many can say they've had that. Tonali looks at you really inquisitively, like as you come up, he's kind of like, what's happening here? You must be the gnome person that these ones have spoken about.
Oh, yes.
I am indeed the gnome person, and I'll hold my hand out.
It's very good to meet you, sir. Do you have any expertise on volcanoes and creatures that dwell within? You seem to be very well versed in strange creatures. As he gestures to Ami a little.
You know where I'm from? There's a lot of fire. I can't say I've ever fought an entire volcano. But I have fought some scary things walking around those caves.
Because of okay, I'll say this actually after the roll. Go ahead and do a nature check. I'll give you nature or history, up to you. Might be the same exact stat.
It is 16.
Okay, which one did you use?
Nature.
Did you nature? Okay, so because of Hex's proficiency and knowledge of giant reptiles and his homeland having a fair amount of volcanoes in it, you have heard of the legends of Texicatls before. They are fiery beings that live inside the volcano. They are more or less made of fire themselves, but they are gigantic salamander-like creatures. Actually, they're axolotl-like, but that slumber deep in magma of dormant volcanoes. They drowse amid molten depths for centuries, rising only rarely to gorge themselves on massive amounts of animals and plants before returning to slumber. If their sleep is disturbed, whether it's intruders or volcanic eruption to its molten home, the brute emerges, usually in rage, rampaging forth until its belly is full and its volcano is quiet once more. Despite the destructive powers, the land around their volcanoes is often naturally abundant. It's common for those to live nearby to honor them as a protector of the land, as its ash creates and as the ash it creates rejuvenates the soil and encourages life to flourish.
So I'll give a brief synopsis of that and what I know them to be. I do remember legends and stories. I think one of my platoons actually ran into, it's like a Texadoodle or something like that. Basically just this big fire lizard that lives inside the volcano. It sounds wicked. I've never seen one.
Texadoodle sounds like an amazing treat you'd find in Texas. Like some sort of dessert that's massive that you've never heard of.
Come on
Well,
down to
I've
Big
never had
Joe's.
a Texadoodle?
Yeah.
I was
Come on
thinking more
down.
like a very specifically bred type of poodle that's like extra aggressive all the time.
It's like half armadillo, half poodle.
And always wears little cowboy spurs.
Yes!
So now that we have a firm image of what we're going to be fighting in our minds, guys,
Half
Brace
armadillo,
yourself.
half poodle wearing a cowboy hat and spurs.
yeah,
That's a hard
perfect.
image right there.
All right. And
Brace
it's on
yourselves.
fire. It's also on fire, like all the
Of
time.
course, it's from Texas.
Okay, this is great. When we see an actual giant fire lizard, I think we'll be very surprised.
That can't be it. That's not a
Yeah.
Texadoodle.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's got to be, but
I'm
it's gotta
sorry,
be, I don't
mister,
know
we're
what.
looking for a Texadoodle. Hadn't you
Yeah.
seen
Maybe you woke it up. From the information Nick was giving us, they typically sleep until they're disturbed. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Stella's gonna think for a minute. Maybe we just have to put it back to sleep.
Jim, what is this thing called again?
A Texacotl.
Texacatl?
Hexacotl. It's like
It is actually I'm sorry, it's
Like Coatzacatl?
teleshalal. Teshalal?
put the word in the chat.
Okay, I'll put the word and I'll put the what's it called? The
Pronunciation?
yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to come up with the word phonetic. But your word.
Texadoodle.
Yeah.
Jackalope?
Jackalope. We're fighting.
Sasquatch?
We're fighting a chupacabra next.
They do live inside Nick's walls. He should be familiar.
God, shut the hell up. God damn it. Rocket Paul, Parthenax dies.
All right. Bye, guys.
Why is there a chupacabra in the ceiling?
Oh, we do live in Chupacabra territory.
Technically, yes. But like, I don't know. How do you get a
That's the-
chupacabra in the walls?
Well, that's
They're
where they live typically.
They're crafty creatures.
That is
Like
kind of what they
squirrels?
do.
You know, they usually have some sort of underground lair, but they're accessed through a wall.
Okay. And Nick just has one in his house.
I don't like how long this conversation has been going on.
Ah, okay, so it is kind of like What's the Kettle. Oh no, it's from a story that Nick told me. I forget the girl's name, but you should listen to it sometime. It's a nice spooky story.
Okay. Kitties. Where's the picture?
Oh, I haven't sent you a picture yet.
Oh,
You
okay.
haven't seen one.
Yeah.
You're right. I haven't seen a Texadoodle before. I'd probably run away in fear.
Teleshalotl. Yeah, I always have trouble with those like Mayan, Aztec type words.
They pronounce things very differently than our tongues are used to.
I think
But it's fun to try.
yeah, I think it's Teleshalal.
Teleshalotl.
Yeah, Teleshalal.
Shalotl.
Oh,
It's hard going from the Sha to the Lodal. Like I can
Yeah.
do those separately, but Shalotl is not very natural.
Huh. Yeah, we'll see how useful Roll20 is when we get around to it. Okay. So you guys set off for the volcano. Olin offers to accompany you, but he thinks that Tonali might do better to go back to the village to try and heal up and let everybody know what's going on.
I want to ask Tonali a question first.
Yeah.
Does he have any, huh?
What is it?
Oh, do you have any idea what might have disturbed the Texapoodle?
It is certainly difficult to tell. There are prophecies that have floated around about them awakening in all of the volcanoes across the land and reclaiming the earth to start anew.
Like an end of the world kind of story?
It is just legend. It would take a very angry creature to want such destruction.
You wouldn't happen to know how to put one to sleep, would you? Do they like certain kinds of music? Or
I have never interacted with one myself to know, but should you find out, please return to me with an answer for scientific purposes.
Roger. I guess. When was the last time you guys had a long rest? Or Damien, do you remember if we had one last session?
I don't think so. You
Before
guys
we
can-
ended, no.
No.
You guys could do one before you head off to the temple if you want.
I definitely need one. Because our sleep got interrupted when we had that fight on the road. I've only had a half rest for 2 days.
Tonali and Olin offer you guys some kind of shelter. Well, Tonali starts off, well, we can stay in the town. We'll make you get.
Thanks. That'd be great. Well rested before we go and try to do something crazy.
Slay a Texapoodle.
Slay a Texadoodle. Yep.
So, Olin and wow, you guys remembered his name better than I did. It literally just popped out of my head. Olin and Tonali make up camp for you guys. It's really warm out here. You don't really need a lot by way of like cover and stuff like that, but they do still make a fire to cook some food. They lay out a couple of bed mats for you guys. The performer in Olin kind of takes over after they light the fire. He begins dancing these tribal dances of his people, and Tonali, you can tell, is very jovial about it, kind of like moving along, but you can tell he doesn't have the rhythm or limberness that Olin does. Just for fun, I'm going to do it. Roll a performance for him. Not bad. 18. It's actually kind of mesmerizing. You guys are almost treated to like an other cultures kind of traditions for a little bit. Kind of partaking in some of the snacks that they have on them just at the time, and even them trying to get you guys to like sing along with some of the songs.
Oh, heck yeah. Sella, okay, so Sella, like the biggest eyes and like her notebook, the special notebook that she has that I can't remember what it's called exactly, but when you write in it, or whoever holds it, all of your secrets are revealed. So she keeps it as a diary. And she's just like taking information in, all of the information, writing down everything, learning the songs, tuning her lute or her lyre and being like, yeah, show me chords. Tonali and Olin are her best friends for the next 6 hours.
Okay, definitely. All of you do get the benefit of a long rest as you guys kind of chill up and stuff like that. Hex probably does any last tweakings he needs to Ami, just to make sure that he's kind of up and ready the um, for the coming battle that may happen.
I fix up Ami. We kind of got here clanking and bolting, so we made it though.
Poor Ami. He gets lots of head pats tonight.
Yeah, I'm fixing him good as new with this new paint job.
So after you guys get long rests on your character sheets, make sure everything's all good. Let's have, yeah, Parthenax, roll a d4, let me know what you get.
A D4, you said?
Yeah,
4.
okay. Okay. So as you guys make your way, kind of parting with Tonali and Olin, then going back to the main town and kind of pointing you guys in the right direction, making a little map for you if needed, as to where the shrine is and how to get there. As you guys are kind of traveling along the base of this volcano, the earth does start to shake, and it seems like it's beginning to split a little bit. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Dirty 20.
Oh, nice.
I got a 10.
Okay. How does Ami do?
That is a great question.
No.
Give me 1 second. Steal the vendor. Out of here. His dex is a +1.
What Parthenax get?
18.
Okay.
Ami also gets an 18.
Wow. Okay. Everybody but Hex does manage to actually stay on their feet. Hex is knocked prone. And as the ground begins to split, you guys see the somewhat familiar figure of a fiery snake begin to come up from the ground as Hex is there laying on the ground. It attacks at you. Let's see if it even lands. For a 14.
To hit,
Yeah.
that will be a miss.
Okay. Then we can roll an initiative. I forgot my wet erase pens. I'll be right back.
Oh, that's intelligence, not initiative.
Wait, did he say intelligence?
No, he said initiative. I
Initiative. Oh, okay.
I just saw INT and I was like, there it is.
I don't want to roll intelligence. I just rolled a really good initiative.
It's funny because I rolled the exact same number.
Of
Like
course.
I rolled the exact same number on the die. I have 1 less for initiative than I do intelligence.
I rolled a 15, which means I have a 25. I love +10 initiative.
I got a rock.
I got a rock.
I got a rock.
Rock.
Okay. Who got 20 to 15?
So I got a 25.
Wow.
18.
It does dawn on you guys kind of somewhere throughout the night that Nut was unusually nowhere to be found. All throughout the night, he was definitely missing. Hex, what did you get?
I got a 13.
Okay. All right, Sella, you see the ground split and the fire snake pop out from it and attack Hex, who's on the ground in front of you. We'll say you guys are all kind of just clustered around each other, and Hex is kind of up front where the snake is at.
What
You're
the hell?
all within. That was weird. You're
Sorry.
all within about 10 feet of each other.
Okay. I'm not gonna, after the last couple of fights where we've gotten our butts handed to us, I'm not gonna fuck around. I'm just gonna pull out McFluffy. So summoning him will be my turn.
That's your action.
That is my action.
Okay.
And then he goes on my initiative, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna summon him, and then he's gonna be commanded to get between Hex and the snake, like rip that thing off him if he has to. So
Are we just theater of the minding it tonight?
Yeah, my Roll20 is not doing what I want it to do at
Okay.
all.
No worries.
I mean, if yeah, it'll probably just be a little easier to do theater of the mind, to be honest.
okay. I'm cool with that. That means a lot of close quarter combat for the most part. That's fun stuff. More or less.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
So McFluffy is just attacking or just trying to get in between them?
He's gonna attack the thing. He's gonna try and eat it. He's gonna try and beat that thing and pull it off of Hex. If you want me to try and do a grapple roll, I'll do that.
Just do an attack roll.
Okay. I'm gonna roll both of his attacks at once. All right, so one's an 18, the other is an 11.
The 18 hits.
Okay, that would be my beak.
I just pictured Sella with a big old beak.
Thanks.
It's because of the way you said it. You said that'll be with my beak. So I pictured Sella with a beak.
All right. I suppose. Okay, a total of, I just lost my math. 9 damage.
Okay. McFluffy also takes 3 damage from the fire coming off of this thing.
Okie dokie. Let me get my counter up here. McFluffy does not even flinch. He is nomming on the snake. And that will end his turn. He's just going to keep on that snake, keep it off Hex.
Okay. Max, you're up. You've got McFluffy pretty much in front of you with Hex kind of on the other side of McFluffy, and you can see this fire snake coming up out of the ground in front of McFluffy. Stella to your left. What do you want to do?
What did Hex get for initiative?
13.
13.
Then why am I not going next?
You are.
Yeah, it's your turn right now.
You just said Hex.
I said Parthenax.
I did not hear that at all.
It's cool. Yeah, I was looking at you like, what you doing, man? Yeah, and because
I did not hear that at all. So
I described
what
Hex in
exactly
front
are
of
we
you.
facing again?
What are you facing? It's a fire
Yeah.
snake.
A what?
A fire snake.
Fire snake.
It is literally just a snake on fire.
I mean, it looks like it's on fire because of the way that it has like all these extra tendrils. It is not like on fire. They give off an immense amount of heat too. So it's,
What?
you know,
What size creature is this?
Yeah,
they
how big is
are
this?
medium.
Medium, so same size as us.
Yeah.
Still a
Like
fucking huge
person-sized
snake. A person-sized snake. that burns.
Um. I need you to make a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw.
That's the one they're good at. 4.
4. Okay. It is now polymorphed into bedside table.
Okay.
That's classy. I like it.
It's
Yeah.
a fine piece. Really ties the room together.
This fire snake slowly begins to kind of like constrict and kind of morph down into a really pretty redwood table. Like the grain on the wood in it is just ridiculous. It looks like it's captured fire or something. But yeah, it's a table now.
Oh,
Problem solved. All right, let's move on.
How long does polymorph last? An hour?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys just like leave it there. It'll be fine.
By the time we've got an hour to get away. By the time it's no longer a problem.
Yeah, that's an over there problem.
yeah. And if we do any damage to it now, or I mean, there's
It
really
then
nothing we
becomes
can
a
do.
fire snake again. So please respect the furniture.
Respect the furniture.
I really hope like a highwayman just happens to come across it and is like, oh, this is mine now.
I know. So, like, just imagine, like you're driving down the street and like you just see a really nice piece of furniture sitting there. You're like, oh man, I'm gonna take this back to the structure. About 30 minutes later,
Everything's on fire.
Fire snake.
Your whole life is ruined.
in your cart.
Yeah.
Back of your cart.
I'm going to be listening closely in the taverns from now on, just to see if I ever hear any rumors about this.
You know what? That'd be so funny. Like some vandals just left a fake furniture, took a whole town out.
That's such a chaotic, like borderline evil solution to a problem. It's so
Not
hilarious. You're
in
like,
our-
I'm
"How
not
did
doing
they
this
catch me?"
maliciously. I mean, threat is neutralized.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, you're
Do any
right. No,
damage
hey,
to it,
I'm
it's
not
gonna
knocking.
turn back. It's not like I'm gonna huck the chair off of a cliff or something because then it turned back into a snake. So
It might die from the fall damage.
Do you want to take that risk?
No,
A
I
pissed
don't.
off fire
don't.
snake that was just a table.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you did it. You're good.
if it makes
Problem
everyone
solved.
feel better, I'll take a bit of parchment, write a note that says, please don't take. Set it on there.
Sure. We are on the side of a volcano in an already pretty remotely populated area, so I'm not really that worried, but it is fun to speculate. And Stella's gonna like appraise the piece and be like, huh, that's not bad.
It's a nice piece. You know, I
Nice.
really need like a table of different furniture items. Every time I cast polymorph, I can roll on the table for a random piece.
I think that could be arranged.
You need a table?
Yeah,
You need a
exactly.
table of
Table of
tables?
table. Well, also Shay's Lounge.
Jeez, lounges, God.
What's the point of a table without a chair?
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Might be a
So,
wine rack.
gosh, the dealer is all different kinds of cutlery and dishware.
Okay, so you guys keep moving on, kind of joking about different things that Parthenax could turn stuff into in the future. After not very long, a kind of a crack in the ground appears once more, but this time a little bit more sudden and far less lava-y. As the crack opens and just noxious gases fill the area that you guys are in. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
13.
15.
Okay. 15 passes, 13 fails.
As for Ami, Ami got a 13, I got an 11.
Okay, they both fail.
Shoot.
You guys take some poison damage from the air coming out of it. 7 points of poison damage. As you're just kind of overwhelmed by the coughing. I don't know if Ami would really take that damage.
No.
I can see
Constructs.
If he doesn't need to breathe, then definitely not.
yeah, I think
Constructs
he's
are
fine.
supposed to be immune to poison damage. At least I know
Gosh,
Warforged are.
He has poison immunity, yes.
Cool.
Hey, there we go.
Cool. Okay. As the air starts to kind of clear from the coughing, and the wafting of air away, you guys can see 4 bodies that lie maybe like 50 feet up, that have fallen in the road ahead, all showing spears sticking out of them, broken arrow fragments kind of around, and remains of a wooden cart kind of laying around these bodies.
Oh
Careful,
boy.
don't touch them. They could be false fire snakes.
Can I do an investigation check to see if they're in fact really dead things?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The 16.
Okay. You see that these are human. They were travelers that seem to be coming from one of the other tribes. And it looks like because of the road you're on, that they were also going to the Twin Gods Observatory, which is the, or that they were going to the observatory you guys just left.
Oh.
Do they
We're carrying, looks like offerings, fruits and different crafts and art projects and things. You can tell that there are sizable snake-like tracks that kind of go off in the opposite direction.
these
Oh, no.
monsters? Do they bear a sigil or anything that I could take as like a keepsake?
Yeah, definitely. There are lots of like decorative pieces to all of their clothes. You definitely can tell that there's like a symbol that repeats itself. Like they're all wearing the same symbol of one kind of engraved into a big turquoise-like stone.
I would like to take that just in case we run into anyone.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they might recognize who they are. I'm going to, with the help of Big Fluffy, take them to the side of the road and lay them in repose, eyes closed, hands crossed. So whoever comes across them knows that they've been respected at least.
Okay. Okay. As you're doing this, you notice that there's a trail of prickly pears, that kind of strewn along the path back the opposite way that they had come from. It seems like while they have a lot of kind of goods with them, a lot of it's missing, probably stolen by the salamanders or fire snakes. Everybody make a religion check real quick.
Can I make a history check instead?
Sure.
Okay. That's a 19.
I
Jeez.
expected as much, yeah. I
Uh,
expected next to.
Got a 7.
Okay. Pretty
I
on
got-
brand.
I got an 8.
Still kind of on brand. Okay, yeah. Selig, you do definitely get the idea that these were offerings taken that were meant for the god of the people, and these fire snakes and salamanders are definitely stealing them to placate something else, probably the Texalopolo.
Oh, okay. So is there enough debris for us to follow to wherever they might have taken these offerings?
Definitely.
Okay, then, guys, I think we should follow the prickly pears. I think that they might be taking the offerings somewhere else. We might be able to find whatever it is we need to be fighting.
Okay.
X
Okay.
kind of admires the serpent tracks and has just a brief flashback of Clementine at home.
Nearly a god in her own right.
Clementine used to leave tracks like that.
Clementine. All right, then me and McFluffy will start nosing along this trail of prickly pears to see where it goes.
You guys don't get terribly far before you start to hear a very, very large booming voice come out from the tree line. Go back! Abandon your offerings. You know not what you do. Wielding a huge hammer, like swinging it, not threateningly, but kind of just like to block your path, sort of thing, like down at the ground and open and out, trying to just be threatening but not malicious.
Do you say it was a giant who was doing this?
This is a fire giant.
A fire giant?
Yeah, wielding a hammer like as big as McFluffy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that could be time to turn him into an armoire.
Hold on.
Really big armor.
We are looking for a Texadoodle, correct? This is of the fire persuasion. Maybe he knows a Texadoodle.
He does
Okay.
speak common.
He does speak common. I'll look at the fire giant and be like, sir, we're looking for a Texadoodle. We need to end the tyranny of fire that has plagued the people who live here.
And I will, when she says Texadoodle, I will do my best to say Tiheshalato.
You'll try to correct her.
Yeah, well, not to correct, like, I guess it's kind of correcting her, but I don't know. Like,
It's okay.
Texadoodle is better to say, but he might know like what they were trying to say earlier. That's hard to say. Maybe he doesn't have that town's accent, you know? It's like you call a cigarette here, you go to Canada, you got to call it a dart.
Canada is a weird country.
So you guys tell him about the Texalotl, not or Telexalol, and he stops swinging his hammer, like lets it come up and catches on his shoulder with a really like curious look on his face. It is uncommon for outsiders to be aware of such creatures, but they do dwell deep in volcanoes. When their sleep is disturbed, volcanic eruptions often follow. The Texalotl that inhabits this shrine, this mountain, has awakened. Execopal. That's not his name, right? Nope. I thought that was the name of the beast for a second. Salamanders and fire snakes serve this beast. They've been stealing offerings meant for the gods, and they're carrying them back to Jade Mount. I don't know why the Texacoatl is hoarding offerings, but I have seen salamanders going to volcanoes throughout this land. You guys know that there are like maybe within like 100 or 2 miles of each other, there are other volcanoes much smaller than Mount Hotnyao, but like it is a little sort of volcano system. So when he starts talking about the salamanders hoarding stuff, start thinking that maybe it's trying to feed the other Texalotls that live in the other volcanoes to try and
Wake them all up and end the world? This is bad.
Is the fire giant, like, is he down with that? Like, is he cool with that plan?
So Wait, is he our enemy or our friend?
Well, he would have been your enemy. You made him your friend. Go ahead and do a persuasion check anyway. I don't think you really had to because that was pretty good on the nose.
We want to stop the bad guys. Is pretty on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, not my best. Oh, right, that's an 18.
Oh, and that you sound upset about that.
I only rolled a 7 on die.
Oh wow, such a shame. Yeah, he definitely feels like while he may be a typically lawful being, ending all of the lives simultaneously is not what needs to happen. It's not the will of the gods, and these creatures are trying to play God.
Mr. Fire Giant, what is your name?
Let me give you the pronunciation, and then I'll send you the spelling to see how weird this is. Oh, it's not too bad. Shocopol, but it's spelled
Akopol?
Xoccopol.
Shakopol. Can you take us the fastest way to get to the best place to put this thing back to sleep?
The Gate of Illumination is where all of the salamanders have been going. I am too big to fit inside to fight any beasts, but I am happy to show you the way and help fight any that may come across us.
So we'll do a deep bow. We thank you for any assistance you'll give us.
So you're too big to get in there. I'm guessing the Texadoodle is smaller than your great stature.
I have not seen one for myself, but I hear they are quite large.
Well, then maybe there's room for you.
Not through the doorway. And I wish
You got a
not
hammer. I
necessarily-
mean, we can just kind of.
Makes a like real sour face at you when you start talking about desecrating a temple.
Oh, yeah, that would be what it was doing.
Just a shame that they're not making these accessible for fire giants. I mean, you are the local populace here. Who are they making these temples for, if not for those around? Gentrification. You know, it's a shame. You see it every day.
Your words confuse me, Dragonborn. I'm the only fire giant that lives on this mountain. This
That would make
temple
more
was
sense.
built long ago for the humans that live here.
I know, damn
Perhaps-
humans ruining everything.
Well, we can agree on something.
I know, right, man? Okay.
Every once in a while, I just like want to put a lasso around Parthnasik's snout so it can close it.
She is so rude. Who would do that? You travel with her?
Buddy, don't get me started. And I put my arm around his like ankle, like it would be around someone's shoulder.
Oh man,
Shall we get going?
that's awesome. Okay. Here, I'll send you a picture of this fire giant as he is kind of traveling with you guys in his huge hammer. Yeah, I imagine if McFluffy stood up, he'd probably like reach the top of the hammer, or reach the top of the like business end of the hammer, not the hand.
Okay. Wow.
That's a stylish dude.
That's such like a high school senior photo kind of pose though.
Hmm. He paid to have that done.
That guy in the yearbook who paid to
Yeah.
have a different picture.
That's his senior photo, man.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
So
You should see the whole shoot.
So
Okay.
as you guys start traveling with this fire giant, he begins humming a tone that kind of meets up with his footsteps. And it ends up being a beat that you guys kind of recognize from the songs that were played the night before. But the way that he's stepping, it's like very symbolic of like the drums that Tonali played. As you guys are moving, the ground begins to shake once more, and this time it collapses in front of you guys, creating a fissure that's 50 feet deep, 100 feet long, and 20 feet wide, and just severs the road in front of you guys.
Did you do any track in high school? How are you at jumping?
Once again, some of those words do not mean anything to me. However, perhaps instead of jumping, I could climb down and help all of you across.
It's a great idea.
So
Hex literally just feels like he's in a fever dream. He has no idea what the hell's going on. He's never seen something like this. He comes up to like his toe.
you're a little yeah, you're a little taken aback, maybe from the dehydration, just haven't gotten
The
quite enough
fires.
fluid back in you. Yeah, it's really warm. But Tishadal takes the next couple of minutes to climb down this fissure, and kind of like prop his legs out on either side, and then hold his hands out, kind of like a little bridge for you guys. Has to like, let you get on, and then kind of lean over so that you guys can kind of get off again.
I mean, we're kind of lucky Emily's not here. She'd be having a little bit of a stroke,
Maybe, possible.
especially since he doesn't have pants.
Everybody do a perception check as you're walking across the giant's hands.
Wait, oh. Perception.
I got a 12. I will roll above 15 at some point tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 14.
I got a 16.
Oh, okay. Parthenax, you do hear kind of like some extra footsteps. It's kind of like a pit, 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 as you guys are
Coming
kind
off of the fire giant?
No, it's like to either side of the chasm. Like on one side or the other, you can definitely hear like some sounds like kind of footsteps running up, taking a jump, and then landing on the other side, and then just continuing to go.
I'll relay this information.
Okay, that's really weird. It's just footsteps that you hear, or running and jumping footsteps? Well, I suppose we still have to get across the cavern safely.
Are you going? I'm ready. Got all of you on there.
Do we need to make any rolls for this?
Sure. Do an athletics roll as you step from the ground onto the giant's hands. It's definitely like getting into it on a trampoline after not doing it for 20 years or something like.
9. Why did I even ask? Why did I fucking ask? This is my fault.
Sella, you step onto the giant's hand with one foot, and then the other foot you just weren't looking, and it goes right through his finger, and you just got like one leg down, one leg kind of up, stuck a little bit.
With a 24, can I help?
Yeah, totally. Ami like kind of saw it coming, ran under, and like got you like one of those trained dogs that help people when they fall and stuff. There's just
Yep.
like there, and extends the legs a little bit to help like prop you back up.
Oh, nice. Good boy.
How did Parthenax do?
I got a 10.
Oh, not much better.
It's definitely really squishy. It's like if you're walking on your own personal bed back at the castle. Like it is just so soft and like squishy and dippy.
He moisturizes.
You definitely feel a little uneasy and kind of wobble back and forth, maybe like fall over on your side a little bit, but it's not too hard to kind of just station yourself kind of there while he moves over for you guys. Kind of helps with a little bit of an angle and incline, dumps you off kind of onto the cliff before climbing up himself. You guys travel for maybe like another hour, and it begins to just rain. You guys are like walking through fog or mist almost, but much drier and difficult to breathe. There's just ash falling so thickly around all of you guys that you don't really see more than maybe 20 feet ahead of you. After another half an hour of just this terrible conditions of traveling, you guys do see the Gate of Illumination, centuries old shrine consecrated to the gods of nature, fire, and renewal. A well-traveled trail climbs into the mountains, the haze of volcanic smoke hanging overhead. The path ends at the end of the entrance to a cavern carved with images of divine figures and gigantic lizards amid crackling mountains, clouds, and geometric flourishes. Crimson light emanates from within, and the smell of sulfur is thick in the air. Sela, you notice that the carvings on the structure here are very similar to the ones that were in the tower while you were running up that.
Okay. What do those markings mean? That they're just connected by religion or culture?
Go ahead and do a nature or religion check.
Did a religion, got an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you do notice that these carvings are almost exactly the same reptilian-like creatures that bathe and live in fire. It definitely seems to depict some kind of story. Seems like maybe a prophecy or like a legend. But it does show many different volcanoes with these axolotl-like creatures in them who are kind of awakening and bursting out through the volcanoes throughout different depictions of these creatures. And there are just many of them all over the temple.
Okay, so I see the string there. Is there anything that shows you how to make that not happen?
Not that you can tell.
Shoot. Parthenax is our resident magic dude. Can I ask you to do an Arcana check and see if there's anything magically inclined about the stories or the writing on the wall?
I also have a +9 to Arcana.
You do? Fuck. You guys are great at this. I am not.
What's a dirty 20 get me?
You know what? Hex got a dirty 22.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a difficult one, and I'm going to be a little meta about it because you guys did succeed really well on a check that I don't have a lot for because you're specifically looking for something magical about these writings, and there just isn't. So
okay, I feel that, yeah.
Okay.
That's understandable.
Okay.
And to be fair, we really didn't give you time to answer whether that be a worthwhile course of action or not.
You guys are excited. It's okay. I'm not upset. I will give that to you for the kind of entrance of this cave. That as you guys are kind of exploring the different writings on it, you see that it does go all on the inside of the cave as well. Hex, do you have stone cunning by chance? Being a rock gnome, I feel like you might.
You said stone cunning?
Yes. it would be a character feature. But because of the roll you guys did on Arcana, you can tell that there are magical decorations all within this cave to help illuminate it. And it's like lava veins kind of flow out to the very brim of the cave without being hot or burning you at all. But you can touch where the lava is and it's not going to burn you. And it is definitely made magically.
That's weird.
I just have gnome cunning.
Gnome cunning. Okay. Still with that Arcana check, you guys know that this cave or this whole passage was made magically. Like this entrance into the volcano didn't exist and was made through magic.
All right.
Okay. I guess we could just follow the cave.
So you guys walk into a large room just before kind of heading in all of the way. Tishadal does bid you guys adieu. It was very interesting getting to know such new creatures. Hopefully our paths cross in the future.
Hi.
Thank you for the hand bridge.
So, bright murals cover the walls of this broad pillared hall, depicting people through the ages receiving blessings from the gods. A stone double door stands at the far end of the room, while stairs rise to the west and another hall opens to the east.
Okay.
And
We could-
sorry, can I do an investigation check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you give me the description again and I'll give you what I want to investigate?
So yeah, bright murals cover the walls of this broad pillared hall. So it's a big square room with 4 pillars in it, and there's a door on one side and stairs on the other side, and then across from where you guys came in, there's a big like stone double door. You guys had like literally just taken a couple of steps into this big cavern. Everybody give me a stealth check. I know you're not actively seeking, but best way I can think to see how loud you guys might be being.
I got an 11 because I have disadvantage.
Right. You're a
Got
little
9.
loud. Okay.
I got a dirty 20 and McFluffy got a 17.
Okay. Parthenax was very loudly talking about the magical workings of how to make this happen. And yeah, it's it's really cool, but it's a little flashy. I don't really care for it. Like kind of extraness. And Ami was very happily clanking down the hall, just excited that Parthenax was excited, kind of walking alongside him. But as you guys do move into this room and go to investigate, you can tell that there is a salamander and 4 fire snakes kind of throughout this room. The salamander specifically is standing guard on the far side of the room. And the whole thing is 40 feet.
Okay.
So you do know that there are some baddies in here, but I'll let you guys kind of go about it how you would like to. Little bit of
Have they noticed us?
advantage on that part. Not immediately, but you guys are at the mouth of this whole room. Like it goes from cave to room, like square walls and pillars and all this kind of stuff. And I was letting you know because Hex was going to go investigate. So it's like kind of no matter what you got on the investigation, you'd start to look in the room and be like, oh wait, yeah, no, we're not alone. It is dim, but it is not dark.
All 3 of us.
Wait just a little.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say. So it's just Sella and I that have dark vision.
Yep.
Yeah, Parthenax does not.
Well, good thing they're on fire.
Yeah, that helps, at least with aiming.
I mean, I don't see any reason to try and talk to him. I would just take a sneak attack.
Well, hold on real quick. Are salamanders bipedal creatures?
Yes,
No,
Okay.
no,
I
but
don't.
they carry spears.
They're bimanual, but they're definitely monopedal.
They have
What?
leg.
So they walk on one leg?
They
That's what
have
you
one
said?
leg.
They're snakes. They're half snakes.
They slither and they
Oh.
have 2 arms.
Yeah, they have 2
Oh,
arms, but they
okay.
don't have 2 legs. They slither around like snakes.
That makes more
Gotcha.
sense.
I should have
I've
been more
been
clear
picturing
about that.
them.
I
like-
should have just been clear about that. I'm sorry. I was trying to like make you guys guess or some shit.
Gotcha. The big snaky. Okay. Well, I was gonna say I could use alter self to make myself salamanderish, and then we could sort of like Death Star our way through to wherever we need to go. Like, oh, more sacrifices for the Texadoodle. Don't mind me. I'm just an average salamander guard. Yep. But I don't think I can make myself snaky. If you're bipedal, you can't use it to become quadrupedal, for instance. So I would assume that I couldn't like make myself snaky locomotion.
But you're subtracting a limb, not adding any.
Even it's changing like the
Yeah,
format of my body. Like I could change appearance, but I can't change like what does it say?
your form of
Basic
locomotion.
shape stays the same. So if I was like a Yuanti, I think it could work because I'd already be, kind of snaky. Like
Okay.
I don't think a Yuanti could use this to then have legs. Like we
Yeah.
couldn't. Ariel couldn't not be a mermaid using this spell.
Yeah,
That's fair. Okay.
yeah. That is definitely the boundary that they put in there. Good thinking, but that is kind of weird because in my imagination, you would use that spell and then trying to walk just wouldn't work. It's like you'd be like wearing a dress and the skin would be
A
kicking out.
sleeping bag.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
trying to
what
walk in a
I'm
sleeping
saying.
bag.
Kind of walking in a sleeping bag.
They'd be like, what's wrong with that guy?
Yeah, it wouldn't translate like you would hope for.
Yeah.
All right. So as funny as that would be, not a good plan.
Yeah.
I
I don't think I can do a charm person on them.
As you guys are kind of like deliberating a little bit, kind of backing away from the cave. Okay, no, I might be able to do this. Like, no, doesn't that mean that this will happen? Kind of with each other. You do hear kind of the similar noises you did hear before Parthenax, where there's like a pip, 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 but then a kind of gurgling noise and a thud as one of the fire snakes collapses to the ground, and there's another like kind of pip, 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 shh. The other 2 fire snakes like kind of alert, make kind of hissing, gurgly, crackly noises as they kind of circle around the one that had just fallen, and the salamander moves from the door kind of more towards the middle of the room.
Can I make an insight check?
Totally.
It was a nat 20.
Is it really?
Yes. Is that Nikon?
That's totally fucking Niken.
Yeah. All right. So, well, that's where Nikon went. He's just fucking assassinating things now. I'm gonna very gently peek around the corner again and see if he's finished his work.
Make a perception check. You don't even need to. You can tell that the other 3 fire snakes are still like kind of circling around this one, and the salamander is starting to like curiously kind of move about the room to kind of check things out. You can tell
Okay.
that their tongues are slipping in the air furiously.
Well, I think we can take the fire snakes. What do you guys think?
It looks like Nike has got it handled. Does it appear otherwise?
It's been like 3 minutes. Nothing else has happened. It's getting on 5 minutes, and the salamander's running out of room to search before just checking the entrance.
You mean the fire snakes?
Thank you. Well, 3 fire snakes, one salamander.
I thought the salamander was dead.
No, 1 fire snake's dead.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I had that switched up. I think we're gonna have to be ready regardless.
Can I see where we need to go at all?
So there are 3 doors or 3 edifice is not the word that I want. 3 precipices to this room. One of them being a big stone door on the opposite side. You think that that's probably going to be the best place to go because it's just more into the volcano.
I'm not sneaky at all. I've got a disadvantage, but I do have blink if we want to try and
Sneak past.
stealth it.
I don't have anything to help me be stealthy. Like my stealth isn't bad, but it's not great. And I've also got McFluffy.
True. Kind of, you know, an owl bear is.
Yeah, let's just ignore the owl bear in the room. It doesn't sound correct. And Parthenak's just big.
I could just go to the other side of the door, but that wouldn't do anything for you guys, so it's not really a helpful situation.
I think we're gonna have to fight him.
It's
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where the salamander's making his way over to the entrance of the cave. Sella, it does kind of ping in your kind of tactical brain that when he checks, that's going to be your kind of surprise opportunity, if any.
If you guys have any really nifty spells you want to pull out now and rest the initiative, pick something.
I'm just gonna shoot it.
That's a good plan.
Okay, so what is the size of the area that they are in, that we are in?
The room?
Yeah,
So it's 20 feet across, so 20 feet wide, and then it's 45,
that.
I'm pretty sure, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 feet long.
okay, and these enemies are walking as a group?
No, so the fire snakes are still in the middle of the room. They've kind of started to patrol a little bit some of the room, but they were circling the body. And then the salamander is coming up near the door.
Are they within 20 feet of each other?
You get 2 of them, definitely.
So that's not all of them?
Not all 3 of them, no. So the salamander slithers around the corner to see you guys. It's like about to alert the others. What do you do?
I'm gonna cast fear, unless Parthenax wants to get something else.
Here it is. What is
Hmm?
the save?
Wait, no, Parthenax, you had a thing?
No.
No? Okay.
I
Okay.
was going with the first thing anybody said anyway. No ifs, ands, or buts. So,
Oh, okay. Then yes, let me find. Okay, so. You project a phantasmal image of a creature's worst fears. Each creature in a 30-foot cone must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or drop whatever it is holding and become frightened for the duration. While frightened by this spell, a creature must take dash action and move away from you by the safest available route on each of its turns unless there is nowhere to move. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight to you, the creature can make a wisdom saving throw. On a successful save, the spell ends for that creature. So everything within the 30-foot cone of me has to make a wisdom 15 saving throw or run for their fucking lives.
okay. 2. It sees you guys and emits this like like its mouth opens way bigger than it should, and it just hisses at you, and then begins like beelining it across the fucking temple, like pushes one of the fire snakes out of the way, and just goes over to the big stone door and is like trying to like open it. We'll roll an initiative and then do a break.
All right. Second nat 20 of the night, which means I have a 30 initiative.
Is that pretty good?
That's right. You
30's
know,
good, right?
30's okay.
That's good. That's what you want.
So I've got part of that. I've got a 3.
That's
And we can say, after that 0. I mean, after
Yeah.
that 3, it would be a 0, right? So that's like a 30. I think that's a 30, right? 3,
Yeah.
3, and then a 0.
It's great.
that was,
Commendable.
that
Right,
was
like
the
she got
most-
3, 0. I got 3 and then nothing. So that's also 0.
That's the most Omendron thing I've ever heard you say ever. That was awesome. I'll give you a DM inspiration for it though.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah. Jesus.
Like it, taking a feat's always a risk, but taking alerts never is. Alert's a great fucking feat.
Okay. Anybody get above a 20? It's not Sella. Okay, cool. 20 to 15.
I got a 16.
Okay. And then Parthenax, you got a 3. Okay, yeah, we'll meet back up here. We'll say 8:30. Good for everybody?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Awesome sauce. See you guys in a few. We come back to Sella at the top of initiative with a fucking 30 after terrifying this salamander that kind of came around the corner to check on you guys. There are 3 other salamanders that were kind of patrolling the room, and after seeing this one dart across this whole temple hallway, they began to kind of fixate their attention on what he was running from. They're beginning to slither towards you. There's 3 fire snakes about 20 feet away in the room, kind of evenly spaced. 3.
Okay.
I'm not using the roll 20. Well, we already said that.
Yeah, that's right. So 3 fire snakes are coming towards us.
Yes.
Okay, I am going to cast Bane at 3rd level.
How big is the
Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make a charisma saving throw. Whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw.
That's right. 15 minus 1 for 14.
So he fails.
Okay. Oh, yep, that's the first one. Nat 20 on the second one. That was another nat 20, but I feel like I didn't roll it well enough.
Well,
it was
you
like
know,
it was a weird roll. It dumped out of my hand onto some other dice, and like I'm just gonna roll that one again. So one of them definitely succeeds. The other one gets a 9. So 2 of them fail, 1 succeeds.
okay. All right, and that will be the end of my turn. McFluffy will go ahead and do his roll, his attacks. McFluffy will just, whichever one's closest in this theater of the mind, he's going to go and start throwing claws and beaks.
We'll say you ride with McFluffy to your right. So
Okay.
to the
All right. So a 21 on the first hit and a 17 on the second hit.
They both do hit.
Damage. 10, and 2 d6s.
It does take 8 fire damage. Well,
Alright.
I'll say that later. You do your thing.
Sure. 5, 9, 10, 12, plus 10. So a total of 22 damage.
Ease.
And you said he takes 8 damage?
Yeah.
Alrighty. That'll end Big Fluffy's turn.
Okay. So the 2 fire snakes that aren't getting mauled but did get baned, it is their turn. And they go up to attack Sella and Hex. First one, let's see here, they just get 2 attacks. Yep. 2, and then you want to roll that d4.
The 4.
Okay, so 12. And then 4. And then roll another d4.
1 that time.
Okay, so the first hit, both miss on Sella and then on Hex. 17 for the first hit.
Minus 2.
You rolled 1 though.
Hmm?
You rolled a 1 though.
This is a new monster, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I had you roll another d4.
For each attack.
Okay. Does a 16 hit?
16 does not.
Okay. This one is an 18.
That will hit, yes.
Minus 3.
It goes before. Like you would do 1 here. You rolled 3d4 now for 1 attack if you're using it.
I thought it was for every attack.
Yeah, but you rolled before the attack and then after the attack. I had you roll before the attack,
I'm sorry.
and
Okay.
then you rolled again after, and then we already did the attack, and then you did another number at me. I'm getting confused.
Okay. We're in sync now. Sorry about that.
So 1 hit. We'll call it a bite for simplicity. Fucking 6 points of fire damage, or I'm sorry, 6 points of piercing damage from the bite, and then 4 points of fire damage from the eminence. Yeah. Okay. And then it's Hex's turn.
Okay. So I will take just a kind of 5-foot back, and get my crossbow ready. I'm gonna shoot the one that just shot me.
Right.
I'm shooting it twice. First one is a 12 to hit.
That does miss.
Second one is a 14 to hit.
That just hits.
All right. So one of these. It will take 10 damage. And then I will have Ami bite that one as well. I had that right down. Give me 1 second. +7 to hit. That's an 8. And then, so that's gonna miss. That was also a nat 1.
Okay. On the nat 1, I'll say Ami takes a little bit of fire damage, just being real close to the fire snakes. It takes 4 points of fire damage.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to see. Do I have? You said 8
I said 4.
or? Okay.
Yep.
And then give me 1 second. Once per turn, when you hit with a magic, which I don't believe. Yeah, my crossbow's not. Okay. That's gonna end my turn.
Okay.
Womp womp.
It's going to be the Salamander's turn. Does he get another save for the fear spell?
Only if he moves out of my if he moves to a place where he can no longer see me.
Okay, I would say all the way across the chamber facing the door is definitely out of.
Well, I mean, no, like he can't be anywhere near me. He has to go into another room.
Okay. No, he doesn't. Parthenax, it is your turn. There's a very nice salamander spear laying like right at your feet. Looks
A
it's
salamander is what now?
spear. This when the salamander turned to run, he dropped his spear. It's like the tip of it's laying like right at your feet. Real shiny, gold, nice. I say that just because like it landed at your feet, so you had noticed that it almost hit your feet, kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, not really proficient in spears. So there are still 3 snaky boys.
Yeah, one of them is engaged with McFluffy, and then one is in on Sella, and the other is on Hex.
I'm going to use Scorching Ray and shoot a ray at each of them because I get 3.
Okay.
So for the first one, dirty 20. Second one, 26.
Oh wow.
Third one, 12.
Okay. So the last one does fail. Or
Okay.
does miss.
And then
We'll say McFluffy's big, bulky, rocky mass was in the way.
sure. So it's a 2d6 for each. So first person I attacked. For 3 points. Hold on 1 second. When you cast. Okay, I can use elemental affinity to add 5. So that first one takes 8
Okay.
damage. And then the other one takes 7. And these are both ice, I will mention. And did the salamander like go through that big door?
It's trying to.
Okay. So I can't see anything. That'll be my turn.
Okay.
Just some finger guns.
And then the snake that is on McFluffy will try and attack him. 30-20 for the first hit. And then the second hit will be with the tail for a 22. And shit, it needs
How
to
much
make-
damage?
That was to hit.
Mhm.
The tail attack. Okay, not for the fire snake. Never mind. All right. 1, 2, 3. For a total of 14 points of damage,
Okay.
and it's going to be your turn again, Sala.
All right. I realize I made a mistake. Both fear and bane are concentration, so I will have dropped fear in exchange for the bane.
Okay.
He is no longer afeared.
Of course, you figure that out after his turn.
I'm sorry.
That's cool. Keep going.
And this turn, I'm going to bonus action. Use Bardic Inspiration to do a defensive flourish. And then I want to see if I can make this work, but I'm not sure if I have the action economy for it. I have a cantrip called Booming Blade. The way it's worded, you brandish the weapon used in the spell's casting and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon attack's normal effects and then becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of your next turn. If the target willingly moves 5 feet or more before then, the target takes 1d8 thunder damage and the spell ends. So the way I read that is I enact the spell and then I do a melee attack. Is that correct?
So
Yeah.
it sounds like
Okay. So with the defensive flourish already going on, I'm going to go ahead and do an attack. I'm going to cast Booming Blade. And then I will make my attacks. All right. My first attack was a nat 20. The second one is a 21.
Okay, both those hit.
Okay. Yeah. This is working. Okay. So damage. Okay, so between the two attacks, base damage of 17. This is more math than I'm used to doing.
Defensive flourish adds to your AC.
So that will, I'll get that at the end here.
Okay.
Okay. And then my AC is now effectively 21. I'm going to move. I'm gonna go backwards 10 feet away from him and disengage and draw an opportunity attack.
What did you say damage was? 17?
17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Total of 23 damage between the two.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't think I got a total. It is dead.
Oh,
You wanna
that's
take it back
great.
and give it away with your booming blade and everything.
Yeah. All right. That was fun. Then I'm going to start. I'm just going to end my turn. My new AC is 21. We'll do McFluffy next, and he'll just go with his good old 2 attacks. First one is the 17. Second one is the 21.
They both hit.
Okay. He does 23 points of damage between the 2 attacks.
Yeah, it's dead.
Okay, great. That ends McFluffy's turn.
Hex, you're up.
So now it's just the big one at the end of the room, right?
And then there's one more salamander in front of you.
In front of me.
Yeah. That's a couple
So,
feet away, but
okay. Let's do, how's it looking?
pretty hefty. It hasn't quite got hit very much.
I'm going to go ahead and do Frostbite, which is a cantrip. And it basically, so it needs to roll a con save of 17 or it takes 2d6. And then it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay. It rolled a natural one.
Okay, yeah, it'll be taken
What
7
kind of-
points. 7 points of frost damage, and it will have disadvantage on its next.
Disadvantage and minus a d4.
On a field save, target takes- Oh, and it takes an additional d6. So on its, the target must, on a failed save, the target takes, no, I'm reading that wrong. It just has disadvantage on its next attack and takes the 7 damage.
Okay.
So did a little cool new cantrip that I put in there. And then secondly, I will go ahead and just make a shot with my extra attack. At that salamander. 25 to hit,
Jeez. Yeah.
and that'll be 12 damage.
Okay.
Did I do that right? With extra attack, can I do a cantrip and like a normal weapon attack? Or does it have to be one of the same?
Usually you can't. A booming blade is a weapon attack. Like that's a weird one because you do attack with it. That might be the same thing with that cantrip too. That's kind of what I was assuming. Because it is a weapon attack. I'm pretty sure, right?
It's a
Melee attack.
it's a cone, I think. Instantaneous, you cause numbing frost to form on one creature. So it
Oh, yeah,
just
'cause
like
it's a
starts.
save. So you wouldn't, yeah, you wouldn't get the actual like attack if you do.
Okay, so in that case, it would have to be one or the other. Good to know. Can I do that same cantrip twice with an extra attack?
Only
Or
if
is
you
it-
have quicken spell.
Okay. Okay, in that case, I will just do the one. So you can get rid of that 12 damage I did with my crossbow because I didn't understand.
That's okay.
It will still take the 7 frostbite damage. It will still have that disadvantage on its next attack.
Heck yeah.
I'm kind of good where I'm at. I don't really feel like moving or anything. So I think I'll just end my turn there and have Ami run up and bite at it.
Yep.
+7. 19 to hit.
That hits.
1d8 +3. So it's gonna do 4 damage. In addition, however, I'm going to use Arcane Jolt. Once per turn, when you hit a target with a magic weapon or your steel defender hits a target, you can choose to either deliver an extra 2d6 force damage or heal someone for 2d6 health within 30 feet. So he's gonna taser bite this thing.
Okay. What's the total damage?
Let me double check. So that will be 4 plus. So it'll be 11 points total of damage.
Okay. This thing is barely hanging on. It does do 6 points of fire damage to Ami.
Okay.
And there's not much left here. It is going to be the Salamander's turn, who you guys hear like a similar hiss from before, except it's much more angry. And you do hear it say in common, "There are no fire elementals. I'm sorry, there are no water elementals near volcanoes. God damn it!" As it like kind of spins around and starts like beelining towards you guys.
Nope, no water elementals. That's for sure.
It's just heading towards you. It uses its whole turn for movement. Parthenax, it's your turn. There's a fire snake barely hanging on, and then there is a salamander pissed off heading towards you guys.
How far away is the salamander?
I guess if he dashed, he could actually get to you guys. He's got 30 feet, so he could dash to 60 and just get up in your face. And he's like right there trying to grab his spear.
So he moved again?
No, he dashed. He just used his whole movement, action, everything to just go. And it is your turn now, but he's reaching for his spear.
Okay. Well, you said it was running up to us and not like in front of me, so that changes my plans.
I forgot about the dash action until you.
Yeah. So he can't attack or anything. He just went all the way from like the door to back where we are.
Okay. Have it make a wisdom saving throw.
16.
Oh, it is now. It was supposed to be to 17, I will tell you. This is why I wish I had a table. I don't like let's just come up with furniture on the spot. So last one was a end table. This is a
Coffee
vase.
table.
This is like a sturdy decorative vase or vase. It'd be made of like stone. It's not like a glass thing we could just tip over and shatter. It'd be like almost like a stone flower pot or something, you know, but very fancy, eloquent. I'm guessing there's like some salamander design to it.
Okay, I recognize why you said glass, because you don't want it to just, you know, turn into a salamander all of a sudden. However,
And that's not what I was picturing. I said vase and then.
Okay, I offer you a like 6 foot long fire sculpture that looks like a kind of frozen flame.
You know what? Wait. It's a chaise lounge. It's like the reclining couch. It's like a fainting couch.
Chaise lounge. Okay. It's a very nice chaise lounge.
There's a little mini bar. If you open the mouth.
Gosh, what was that?
It's all Fireball.
All Fireball.
That's a good one. That was a good one. I wish I had thought of that. The mini bar is filled with nothing but Fireball. That's a good one. All right, I am going to use the my quicken spell sorcery business. So that's my bonus action, and then with my action, I'm going to go up and thwack the last snake man.
Okay.
So rarely do I thwack. 15?
That hits.
I'm just going like overhead for 5.
It had 3.
All
Yay!
right.
Okay. That actually is a fairly good timing. we'll probably wrap things up around here.
Donk.
I do have to say, when I was writing out the monsters on here, I didn't write salamander all the way around. I wrote Sal, but then you turned it into a chaise lounge, so I just wrote lounge afterwards.
Sal Lounge.
Yeah.
A lounge.
Um,
A lounge.
but
Ugh.
there is now a fancy piece of offering, maybe sitting in this temple. It seems quiet. There isn't anything else kind of happening at the moment. But you guys are in the middle of a very large chamber, a couple of at the entrance to a large chamber, a couple of doors to either side or entrances to either side, and then a very large door across the way that you could tell the salamander was very desperate to open. We'll probably pick up there next time with you guys kind of exploring the dungeon. There are some boons to get here, I will add, with the decorations and the way that the art is in this temple. It does seem like a place where people would go to receive offerings from the gods. So it's some of the roles you guys had earlier tonight. I'll give you that it does seem like that kind of temple where you do go to receive a boon from the fire gods of some kind.
Okay.
Maybe they would like an exceptionally nice Chase lounge.
Here, we've brought you fine furniture, fine antiques from around the realm.
Just don't sit on it.
Slaps it. This bad boy is
This
salamander.
bad boy.
It takes one point of bludgeoning damage and comes back as a salamander.
Well, I admit the construction on this sofa is so fine. I'm not going to say how many hit points it has. It's so many, you wouldn't believe it, but it's more than one.
More than one. For
Definitely not
furniture,
one.
that is impressive.
It's definitely not one. Okay, well,
goodness.
as always, pleasure playing with you guys. Thanks for showing up to the game. We'll probably meet up week after next, hopefully with the whole crew. But guys do get the sense that Niken was offering a little bit of help along the way, not too far from you guys. But yeah, hope you guys have an awesome night, and I'll see you guys then.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All right, thank you.